Hello and welcome to how I play my level 100 Beastlord. And let's kind of just start talking about it here. So we got spells we're gonna go over my overly complex multi-bind, and then we're gonna talk about some of the buttons I've changed and some of this new spells and stuff we've gotten, because there are some changes to the amount of spells we got. So and then finally we'll talk about gear and kind of what to look forward to, and stats and stuff like that. So the first spell I got going on here is Cromrift Lance. Now this is a direct damage spell that does a 57 damage, near instant cast. So if we target a combat dummy here, you can see near instant 30-second recast time. So there's a benefit and a detriment to these. Next up is a Frozen Carbonite, and this is just another direct damage. So if we cast it, boom, more damage. Now if we go to like spell damage here, you can see Lance crits for 38,000, Frozen crit for 25,000, but then it also does a second 7,000 damage nuke. Then we have Nax Maelstrom, which is another nuke. So this one actually splits the damage, it seems, between poison, disease, and ice. So, and then one of those will be repeated. So if we cast it, you can see that we got 7,000. Oh no, wait, right here. 7,400 for the ice, 7,900 for the poison. The disease portion crit for 25,000, and then it repeated the ace again. So there's a potential for 4 crits inside of that spell, and it is pretty nice, right? You can see I got, what is that, 3 crits in that one? Only the disease didn't, so it's a pretty nice damage, right? If I do it again, 1 crit. So, you know, it's a nice amount of damage, you know. Next up, we have Pontar's Bite, which is a poison based nuke. There we go. 45,000 crit. Pretty nice, if you ask me. Now, next up, we have Kessar's Feralgia. However you say that. Now this is our swarm pet combined with our maul. I don't even know what to call it. Our Spirit of the Leopard line of spells combines them all in one, making it significantly easier to use. So it's pretty nice. It's just a little werewolf that pops out. Now there is a chance that we might get more than one based on that, but I rarely see it, so it's not even worth mentioning. Next up, I have Gerol's Mending. So this is our target heal. In situations where I need more healing, this is definitely a spell I put into my multi-bind to bring up. Now, I could probably just, you know, switch this last spell here, you know, that we're going to talk about. It's the last spell in my multi-bind. I could just switch it with all these spells, but I just have them all mimmed because I don't even know what else to put on my bar at the moment. Next up, I have Invigorating Warder. So this grants our warder the chance to heal the target of targets. So, you know, we're getting a little extra there, healing-wise, which I kind of like, right? Some people might not like that. I think there's another buff you can do instead of this one. I feel like this is phenomenal. For getting more out of a Beastlord than you normally would, at least in a boxing situation. In a non-boxing situation, you might not want to cast it. But next up, we have Iloth's Chill, which is it's a damage over time, you know, instant cast, but it does the initial damage there. It was a 6,100 crit for 33,000, and then it does damage over time. Now I swap these 3. Now you see them all in the multi-bind down here. And whichever one's where the poison dot is, or the poison nuke is, it will be the one that gets actually executed. There's not enough, it doesn't go past that in the multi-bind. But Asp Blood is the last one here. This is just the poison dot. that we have now, if I cast it, instant cast, right? It's instant refresh, or it'd be earlier in the multi-bind. Now it does, what is it, 8100 initial, and then, you know, you can see there the overtime. Now, nothing I fight at the moment in House of Thule, where the Hobbs and Friends series currently is living long enough to, I think I've read, if it doesn't live for, 3 ticks, so 18 seconds, it's not worth casting a dot. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's about right. Most of the mobs die way faster than 18 seconds, so it's just not worth it. But, this is a huge but, these spells have that initial damage, so they're insta-cast, so when I cast them, I'm getting that initial damage, so it's kind of worth it in that regard. Both Ildoth's Chill and Asp of Blood have the same initial damage. This one's 6100, this one's 8100. Obviously, Asp of Blood is better, but sometimes you find mobs that are resistant to poison and it's not going to land. So, it's nice having an alternate ice-based nuke dot you can use. Now, if I was soloing, which we will see probably in January with Hobbs just being a solo Beastlord because he won the vote, you'll see that I'll be using more dots and stuff in that series as we reboot the Terror of the Verant. So that'll come later on, and I will do separate videos on how I solo a Beastlord. So that was something to look forward to in the future. And let's see, we got Crumb Rift's Roar, which is a point blank AoE. This spell gets me killed more often than not. But it is a timer 11, and we don't have anything else on timer 11, so it's worth casting. It's an AoE that does 10,000 damage to everything around, I believe around me, but it might be around the target. Yeah, I didn't see anything else get hit, so I think it's around the target, I guess. But it's nice. It's a nice little thing to have, especially once I have aggro locked down on my Shadow Knight. Then AoEs are no problem, right? I'm getting more bang for my buck anyway. I just do it. Like, maybe like 1 out of 100 pulls, I something goes wrong and she dies. But when it happens, it's kind of funny because it's just funny. But most of the time, she lives. And then I have Shared Merciless Ferocity, right? This is our attack buff. I don't believe it gets upgraded anymore, so the best one I could get is like rank 3 of this. So look forward to me doing the raids for what is this? Reign of Fear to unlock that. But that gives us an attack buff. It's group buff. I just keep it memmed because I don't know what else to put in these slots. And then finally, I have Palak's Aggression. This just makes our mortar do more damage, makes it more aggressive. There's an alternate you can use that's like probably Palak's Defensive or something like that. That'll make your pet more tanky. So if you're soloing, you probably want to use that and have your pet tank for you. Whereas if I'm in a group, I want my pet to be aggressive. I want it to fight. I want damage. So that is something to keep in mind there. Other spells I use, let's see here, Pet Unity. So the Pet Proc that we used to have and the Pet Haste that we used to have become combined into a Warder's Unity spell here. Let me cast it. And it will just cast the Extraordinary Velocity rank 2 and Spirit of Knack rank 2. Because I have the rank 2 version of this came from Call of the Forsaken, I believe, expansion. I think that's where I got it. I got it in a Gribbles mission, I believe, but I could be wrong where I got that. But definitely saves time by having both of those. Now our current level pet is Spirit of the Latchmet, so current level pet. Then I have Brawn, Spiritual Vindication. I think that's right. Like I haven't cast it in a while because I have a 125 Beastlord that buffs me. Yeah, Spiritual Vindication and Spiritual Evolution for the light. Yeah, they're both updated. All right, and Spirit of Wolf, I do have Spirit of Talatak, just in case I want to cast it. Now, my Shaman can cast it too, but sometimes I'm actually not with everybody when I'm on certain characters, and it's nice to have the ability to give myself a little bit more attack, self buff there. You know, I'm at almost 5,000 attack. You know, I'm getting there, but not quite. And let's see what else. What has changed? So that's all the spells. Let's talk about the buttons here. So fundamentally, nothing has changed on these bars since the level 95 video, except for the ordering in the multibind. Now, if you don't know, and you should know at this point if you watch any of my videos, all I talk about is the multibind and how it is fantastic. This is a spam button. You can press one button, it'll do multiple things. This is all built into the Everquest client. You do not need any third-party software to use this on a single character. So that is something to keep in mind. Now, I have all the hotbar buttons bound to 4 and 5. There's reasons behind that. It's historical for the way I play these characters, but it's on both 4 and 5 because I used to run a necromancer and I would do dots. So certain characters did stuff on 4 and certain characters did other things on 5. So I kind of split them up so that I could do dots with the necromancer and shaman while I was still able to heal myself with my cleric and tank with my paladin. So that's why I have them both bound, but you only need to bind one for your best effort, right? So everything, if I hit 4 or 5, all these abilities will activate. The order is pretty much the same as the Beastlord Discord. I double checked it to make sure that I was doing everything right, and I seem to be doing fairly everything right. There's a few things a little different because of the way I play, but I'll have it linked in the description. If you check out the Beastlord Discord, they have the same thing. If you look at the Lorien song guide on there, they have the same kind of spam button set up and whatnot, so it's about the same. I have more stuff in mind because I don't care. Like, I just don't care about certain things, and I want all of this stuff to go off when I want it to go off right away, right? I don't want to wait because I'm not clicking on this character to do it. I'm literally spamming the button and hoping for the best is really pretty much how it goes. So we have the order here: Lance, Carbonite, Bite, Ferology, Nax Maelstrom, and then Cromdorf's Roar. That's everything there. Then we have Pummel, which is our discipline here for just some extra attacks, a flurry. Attack of the Warder, which just activates more swarm pets. Chameleon Strike, just an extra attack that reduces our hatred. Enduring Frenzy, which is another AA. Marks our target with a rune and gives a chance to restore some endurance. Then we have Focused Clamor of Claws, rank 2. I think I bought these from the vendor in Call of the Forsaken in Western Karana for these rank 2 ones. Strike a single target with a flurry of melee attacks. Beastal of Loosing, this is another one, increases our warder's accuracy and damage. Spiritual Frenzy, this is an AAA, increases our melee speed by 100%, attack power by 450, and our base weapon delay by 54%. Roar of Thunder. So Blarp mentioned this to me. I should cover it here in the video. So the Roar of Thunder line of spells does not stack with the disease-based grip line from necromancers, or it does not, and it does not also, in addition to, it does not stack with the, where is he at here? The Dire Stricture line from Shadow Knight. So the Dire Constriction line, it does not stack. I googled this and I started looking up. It seems this debuff right here that lowers the strength is what blocks them from stacking. So that is something to keep in mind. Now, I just don't care if the Shadow Knight's dot goes off, right? Like, I don't dot. Nothing lives long enough, so I go Roar of Thunder because this is, better for me. Deals 3,900 damage, reduces the target's hatred for me by 35,000, reduces strength, dexterity, and agility. Like, who wouldn't want that? I mean, like, this just, you know, it's a 5-minute reuse, so, you know, the conflicts are not going to happen very often. What is the duration, right? 1 minute. Like, 1 minute duration, you know, big deal, right? Now, if you raid, or you solo, or you're grouping with real people, now that's a whole different thing. I only group with myself. I control everybody, and I can only be mad at myself. Now, if you know, start deleting dots of necromancers and shadow knights, they might get mad at you in your group, so deal with that accordingly. But you've been warned. That's my warning for that. Next up, we have Beastlord alignment. So this is a neat little spell. Turns us into the tree. See me as all the time. I'm still currently the tree. It turns us into a tree. I believe it turns you into whatever your warder is, right? So like an ogre becomes a bear. Troll becomes an alligator. Xar becomes the dog thing. And then a barbarian becomes a wolf, I think. And then a Vashir becomes a tiger. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of a nice little thing, you know, to the class, right? A nice little thing. Increases our base melee damage by 200% and our accuracy by a significant amount. And applies the form. Now you can block the form. Where is it? Somewhere over here. It's called Beastlord alignment form. I don't even see it anymore. It shows up. There it is, right there. You can block it, and it will, you know, turn you back to your normal race. Like if I click it off right now, it just turns me back in. Now, it's depending on how you want to play. Like if you don't like it, you don't have to have the form. But I kind of like it, so I know it's running when I'm on my other character. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I would have no idea. All right, then we have Warder's Gift, which consumes 18% of our Warder's health, restoring our health. So it takes health, 18% of his health, and gives me a 50k heal, which is kind of nice in certain circumstances. I believe later on, if we haven't gotten it already, we do get the ability to take our health and turn it into mana, like a mini cannibalize. I just can't remember the name of it. What is it called? Yeah, it should be an activated spell. Forceful rejuvenation. I could have swore we got one of those. Like, it's just consumption of spirit. There we go. Oh, we already have that. So this will consume 15,000 health and restore 9,000 mana. I don't know why that's not on my bar. Perfect. So that is a nice little ability right there. So, you know, I can let's see, watch. If I consume that, right? I take my health and then I do Warder's Gift. I'm already healed. Now you could set up some timing there and, you know, make a macro to do that. But, you know, that's up to you. I will most likely put it in my multi-bind when I can. And in fact, I probably should just put it in there because I have Cannibalize 5 in my shamans. Like, it doesn't matter at all. There's so much healing going out. Let's see here. What else? And then we have Ass Blood, and then Gerald's Mending and Chill, right? Now, the multi-bind will not activate all three of these spells. Only one of them will get activated because that's how, by the time we get to this, everything else is refreshed. So I can pick which one I want to do. So if say I want more healing, I just swap those around. If I want this damage instead of the poison damage, I just swap them around. Right, simple. Saves me some time. Now I could just, you know, have different spell sets and just switch them out. But now I'm maintaining, you know, 3 spell sets, and that's just more work for me when I don't even know what I would put in these spell slots anyway. At this point, we're going to get another spell slot for spell slot 13, and then in the Outer Brood we get 14. You know, unless, like, I really don't know what I'm going to put in those right now because the timings on these things don't work out really well. Then we have Frenzied Swipes. When activated, reduces the time our round kick by 3 seconds for 30 seconds. So let's just round kick more. Now, I guess I should mention at this point, there is some synergies to some of our used abilities, right? So we get, here, let's do auto skill. We get some abilities, right? It's the main window here. Dragon Punch, Eagle Strike, Kick, Round Kick, and Tiger Claw. Each of these has different things. Like if we go up here to, these are going to be passive. So Bite of the Asp here. So this is based off of Eagle Strike. So if we Eagle Strike, we're going to do a 1900 point hatred reduction plus a 4000 point dot, right? So that's kind of a nice little bit of damage, right? Let's see here. I don't know all the names of these off the top of my head, but each of the different abilities has a name. Let's see here. There's Dragon Punch. So Dragon Punch or Tail Rake, if you're an Ixar, does a Gorilla Smash, which will do a base damage of 34 and reduce the hatred by 2100 and stun them. So that's, you know, if you want to stun, Dragon Punch, right? Pretty nice. Let's see here. Raven's Claw. This is for Tiger Claw, so this will give us a you know, reduce hatred but lowers the attack. So it's, you know, if you want to debuff, you can do that, right? Kind of the monks have the same kind of thing where they can switch these around and do what they want. So Roar Thunder. Yeah, there's I think there's other ones, but I'm just not 100% sure. I've switched to using Eagle Strike for getting this extra damage. I was doing Tiger Claw up until now, and now I do that. I also do Round Kick, but I don't see any benefit to the different kicks, so that's that. So Bite of the Asp is what procs. You can see here I was punching the training dummy to get my skill up. Let's see here, and then Reflexive Rending. So this is a, you know, what is this? Delivering hand-to-hand attack, restoring a large number of, or a large amount of endurance to the group. So it's just another ability throw in there. So if we come over here to the target dummy, I'm going to stand behind him. I'm just going to press 5. That's all I'm pressing. You'll see like I'm activating all the abilities. All the AAs and all the disciplines get activated. You can see all of them are activated. Now the spells will just go down the line and they cast as they refresh, right? So we'll get to Roar. This one will go off, and then this one. Gerard's Mending, right? And then we're back here, back at the beginning, and so on and so on. So now if let's say I want this one, I just swap it around here like that, and by the time it gets to it in the multi-bind, it's there. You know, it's kind of nice. It works for me. Might not be the most ideal for how to play a Beastlord in certain, you know, situations, but this is how I'm playing it in a multi-box situation. So something definitely to note there. And you can see, like, if we look at this here, like with the Eagle Claw via what is it called? Bite of the Asp. You know, there's just a constant dot damage coming off of that. You know, it's 4K. You know, like when we get to the play everybody together, you'll see who's winning the DPS meters. I'll tell you that. I'm not gonna spoil it. But it's pretty crazy who wins. But you can see here, it's a lot of damage coming out from the Beastlord here in this, you know, quasi limited burn situation that we're doing right now. We'll have the parser up and we need to do the group stuff. All right, back and stop. But that is all my abilities. I guess not that I can say there. It's probably worth mentioning, I did change up the burn a little bit. So it's Spire of the Savage Lord, Group Bestial Alignment, Forceful Rejuvenation, use the breastplate, Savage Rage. That's a new, the new version of Savage, whatever it was, Savage something Fury, maybe Savage Fury, I don't know. Yeah, Savage Fury was the last one, so this just replaced that there. And then we have a burn 2 now, which does Bloodlust. which is an A ability that 100% chance our procs will go off for 42 seconds. So that's you know, something to think about, right? Our burns are based around having lots of procs. That could be something we can play with in the future, like making sure our weapons have, you know, a procking. This is a gem that procs, plus that, so we can have, you know, like a lot of procs there. And then we have, I didn't put it on my bar, did I? Sort by number, sort by level. There we go. Rumbari's Fury, right? This is imbues your group with Nature's Fury, increasing the damage, mitigation, weapon speed, while increasing the chance that your pets will perform. You and your pets will perform flurry attacks. So definitely a nice little extra there. This is a 20-minute reuse, 36 duration there. And then I have used Blood Drinker's Coating, which I actually have it on me. So Blood Drinker's Coating is a clicky that turns 2% of our melee damage into healing. So it's pretty nice. Requires level 100, and you get it from the Gribble's mission from the Mosquito boss into the hills, I believe. It might drop from other stuff, but I've only got it from there. So that isn't there now. And it's actually usable now that we're level 100. All right, so that is all my abilities. That is all the things I do. I literally just hit 5 and magic happens and all this goes great. So other things I should note, Paragon is another thing. I've been considering putting this in my multi-bind. It's a 10-minute reuse restoration of stats, right? And I would say in my Paladin group, I would put this in my multi-bind, no joke, because I run 3 mages and they're always out of mana. But in the group I'm in with Hobbs here and Hobbs and Friends, I do not have that same problem. These guys are always full mana because the mobs die so fast. So there's a little difference there. So it's not in my multi-bind yet. But maybe by the time we get to 125, I'll just give it on cooldown. Now, another thing is we got Focused Paragon, which we can do this like Paragon on everybody, and then we can do certain people. Target them in the group, whoever's lowest on resources kind of thing. The Bard can do the same and whatnot, so it's pretty nice. These are not even the right characters. There we go. No, I should note that this character is 125 personaed, right, to Druid and Magician. So this character is in the Holdridge's Crusade series, so it does have access to some things that the rest of this doesn't have, like Jan's Veil. Jan's Veil is a very nice item from the Burning Lands. You can see here all the things it gives, so it kind of makes me a little bit stronger, but it is definitely a nice thing. It is an illusion stat, right? It's the only illusion stat that I know of that is decent in the game, and it does all kinds of stuff. Like, I'm not even going to go over it over here, but adds like 100 or 1,000 hit points and mana, and increases regen for endurance and all that by 10. So definitely a nice item to have if you can get a hold of it. Now, gear wise for the rest of this character, right, I'm still wearing what I was wearing at 95. This is the Marks of Valor stuff from Western Karana. From the vendors there outside of whatever that place is called. I don't feel like I need to upgrade it yet. Like I'll upgrade as I find drops, but I didn't play these characters during the named bonus just because I didn't want them to be 125 without me finishing what I'm doing. So they're just still wearing what they have. Currently, I have these 2 weapons. Now I'm using the Azure Skelrot Knuckles ornamentation from the Out of Brood pre-order, but I'm going with this for right now. Now ideally I would want to get like a one-handed blunt, but I just haven't got one yet. So it'd be like one-handed blunt in the main hand and then a hand-to-hand in the offhand. Trying to go for the 18 delay is what I'm going for, but just, you know, haven't gotten there yet. So these are, you know, fairly decent weapons, right? 4.8 ratio, 4.9 ratio. I do have the faster one in the main hand, just because. So that's, you know, there. And then I have some proc gems here and stuff like that I bought off the same vendor. But the rest of the gear is the tower mission. The tower mission gear, right? Everything from the tower. So I believe it's every slot that's non-visible is that gear. It's probably like some of the best gear you can get for those slots. So I will need to upgrade again at 105, but I probably won't, because I'm going to be at 106, putting all these characters in conflagrant gear, which I guess I banked it. This character already has it. But I'm going to put them in conflagrant gear and stuff like that to kind of level set them as they go through Ring of Scale and Burning Lands, because I'm not gonna lie, Burning Lands is gonna be painful. I did it on 6 125s, and you'd think, oh yeah, it's a cakewalk, right? You're just walking through. I had some time where I was getting hit pretty hard, so it's gonna be fun. But you know, that's not about what this video is about right now. So that is pretty much it. Stat wise, heroic dexterity, you want as much of that as you possibly can. Ideally, none of the gear has type 5 slots yet, but the tower gear does. So if we were doing the broken mirror, that's where the type 5s were introduced, and they go from there, that point through all the rest of the expansions. Since we're skipping Broken Mirror and going into Empires of Kunark, moving out forward, that's when we will start getting our first stuff. And we'll be doing all of the missions to try to get some Type 5 currency to buy some stuff. I don't know how the drops work in that one. I believe I think it's a Sathir Trade Gems here. Yeah, Empires of Kunark. So obviously this character's been through almost everything in the game. As you can see here, it's, you know, it should be that is the currency we'll need, and then we can use that to purchase more of the type 5s, and we're going to focus 100% on heroic dexterity. All right, I got nothing else. I'm losing my voice again, but that is how I play my Beastlord. I'll have a link in the description to the class Discord for the Beastlords. If you're looking for, you know, more scientific, more detailed stuff, there is a bunch of people there. Blarp has been, you know, answering a lot of my questions that I have about Beastlords and stuff like that. And he's probably the best Beastlord player I know in the game. So yeah, I think that is that. Thank you very much for watching, and please have a fantastic day.